Cinnamon Cooney, your Art Sherpa. Welcome to the live event, and then hearts and loves to our replayers who are coming later. Today is Edvard Munch, The Scream. Yeah, I just said it like an American. I know I did. The Scream. You guys ready? This is the first of the 4 paintings that he did. We're basing this one off the one he did on cardboard. On the mic today is my husband, John.
Hi, guys.
Hi. I'm a little excited today because this is really my jam. So you're going to have to bear with me in my, this is so, not this energy. But if you know me, and you're going to get to know this, the history of this, I'm going to show you every step of how this is created. I listed this as a beginner level because I'm going to show you actually all the foundational layers so anybody can do this. In the description below, I have hidden, where I always hide it, materials list, a link to the original painting, and there's some really mellow music. What are you doing?
Well, that's just what we got going on.
And a link to this painting, so his painting, this painting, and a traceable, because drawing should not be the barrier to painting. Drawing is just an art skill. It really is just an art skill. If it's not your jam yet, don't worry about it. Tracing is totally okay. Some of the great painters did it, including Michelangelo. How are you doing, John?
I'm okay.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited about it.
If you played art game with me, or if you've ever been on Skype with me, you know, the picture. You know the one where I'm like. That's how you know you're with the real Sherpa.
Do you want more? Do you want more dancey music? What kind of music do you feel like?
I feel like I got my energy here, and the music is like here.
This is definitely our normal mellow track.
Okay.
I can go to. Something a little more.
So I just want to say really quick, in the description below, we have a materials list, but the exchanges are this. If you don't have raw sienna, go ahead and feel okay to use yellow ochre.
Yep.
And maybe a little burnt sienna to get those tones. If you don't have Veridian, go ahead and just use phthalo green, hooker's green, just any kind of foresty deep green. If you don't have cad red, go ahead and switch it to a vermilion or a pearl red or anything. I also included the historically accurate colors that were originally done on this painting.
Yep.
And those were ascertained by people much smarter than me who tested the pigments, so they know for sure. I'm going to move my fabulous version of the Scream over here to my reference easel, and I'm going to tell y'all how to sketch this in.
They love your hat.
Thank you. Guess who made it? Mrs. Muir.
Mrs. Muir made that.
Mrs. Muir. And so
Mommy Muir.
Mark gets a zombie, and I actually have a very special surprise. I've got to figure out how to post it and somehow have him not see it, and all of you see it. I haven't worked that out yet. Okay.
All right.
Wishes.
Tell us about the wishes.
2 wishes. Well, actually, 3 wishes and an intention. My first wish is just sort of this general thing. Many members of our community suffer from just different things that unsettle their mental well-being. Like mental health is like physical health. It's just a health that we have.
Yeah.
Sometimes things can create unease in our life. And so I'm just wishing here for mental well-being and relief and healing in that area. I just actually would love if the mental community had more understanding and more compassion in the areas of mental health. And then also more compassion for PTSD. One of the least understood conditions, I think, out there, and probably the least nurtured. I mean, it's like the one that needs some nurturing and gets the least nurturing. So hugs to that. And then also to Carolina, Chuck's wonderful wife, we just want to wish her some healing.
Yeah.
And then we have a new thing, a gratitude. We're putting some gratitude into our canvas. And I wrote that I am grateful for John helping me on my show.
Oh, well, thank you.
Because I love him. And seriously, could I do this by myself? No. Not even at home. You can write any intentions or wishes that you want on your canvas. I used watercolor pencil.
I wrote some stuff in there earlier. I didn't actually know you wrote that on there. So I wrote up there, if you look real small there.
Oh, I can't read your writing, sweetheart.
Oh, it's because I wrote it real light. It just says love for our community.
I agree. And he did it on this wonderfully important compositional line in the painting. All right. So sketching this in.
Okay.
All right. Oh, actually, we'll talk about maybe we'll talk about the materials real fast.
Okay.
I want people to enjoy this on the replay. Okay.
All right. So what do we have on our materials today?
We have on our materials today cadmium yellow. You can use hue if you're concerned for health reasons or cost reasons. Cadmium red, hue's also good. Mars black, titanium white, phthalo blue, Veridian green hue. See how that's hue? Because if it was real Veridian green, I couldn't afford it. And also some raw sienna. Exchanges more information at the bottom. And then Assorted number 10 brights.
You have some of the cool new ones.
I'm using all the new brushes I got in my thing. So I got some Richardson brushes in number 10s, a new Robert Simmons number 10, and I've got some gray matters. Like I got a 12 flat. I got some flats in the gray matters I'm excited about. And I'll be using some number 6s and 4 brights as well.
Okay.
All right, now we're going to sketch this in with watercolor pencil.
Watercolor pencil.
Here's the deal.
Yep.
It's totally trace this in. I'm just going to tell you where the measurements are. It's really going to help you. I've taught this before when I was doing painting parties.
Okay.
So I'm going to help you out here. So the first measurement that you want is if you've got a 16 by 20 canvas that's pre-gessoed like we do, from 6 inches from the top, make a mark. Come over here, 6 inches from the top, make a mark. This is your horizon line. This is where the hills were when Edvard was walking. I'm going to say it like that. For some reason,
he
I've
had
gone
a V
like...
in his name, which was really cool.
Huh?
It's Edvard.
Edvard.
Which is cool.
I think so. So see, that's the horizon line. Now, easily above that, where I have these wonderful words that are amusing me, is this hill. So I'm going to go up. This is 2 inches. How easy is that? And this is 1 inch. Make that mark. And then you're going to make a little slide. You're going to go up, 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 down, 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 up, 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 down, down, down. Don't you feel like you just rode a roller coaster? Pretty wonderful stuff right there. I am drawing this darker than you need to just so you can see it. You don't need to do this dark. You can do it so it disappears. And I'm using a watercolor pencil that I know disappears into my paint. Because as we talked about with my mom, that's important. I'm going to make a mark over here. You ready?
Okay, I'm coming over. I'm ready.
This is 2.5 inches from the bottom right.
Oh, from the bottom.
I'm going to make a mark there. And I'm going to come over 3 inches over from the right. And these are my 2 lines where I'm going to do my little bit of perspective.
Gotcha.
This is a little foray into some perspective. And I'm going to draw a line that disappears into this corner here. All right? I'm going to try to... My ruler isn't quite long enough. So I generally have to do it like this.
Gotcha.
This is the upper part of my railing of this walk. So Edward was on a walk one day. And what likely happened was Krakatoa erupted. Probably. Because he said the sky was like on fire and he felt a deep and eternal sadness. Edward was goth before there was a goth. He's the great grandfather of all goth things. And he said he felt nature scream, an eternal scream across nature. I'm going to come across my bottom mark over here.
Wasn't it like an infinite scream?
An infinite
That's
scream.
That's what it was. It was crazy.
Yeah, dude, he was the
scream.
gothiest goth. He would have been in a band, honestly.
I think
he'd have been the lead singer of The Cure. Anyway.
Looking at some of his other pictures, like his self-portrait from hell and all that other.
Yeah, like, self-portrait from hell. Edward was feeling it.
Dude, he was rocking
But, I mean, he came by it genuinely, as many of us do. He had some rough stuff happen.
He did, yeah.
I'm bisecting this line here. See, I'm sketching this up.
I spying over your shoulder.
Are you spying over my shoulder? With the robot cam?
With the robot cam.
All right. Now, this next line is I like to put it just below the corner of the canvas. Look, our canvas is not proportional to Edward's original piece of cardboard.
His was like 38 or 39.
By 29. Yeah, it just is not a proportional canvas. So then as an artist, when I'm doing a tribute piece, I've got to think about those things. I'm just going to take this right here. All right. So I have these 3 lines. That's going to be the railing.
Those were important, right?
Yes. Compositionally, incredibly important. Then coming here is the patch of water that has sunlight. There's some sunlight shining through the clouds on this dark, dark water. And so how I come in is I come out, I zigzag in. It's almost like the letter S. I come out, and I'm going to bisect the rails and go a little bit past them like this. And then over here to the right, about, oh gosh, I'll measure it. I don't even have to estimate today because I found my ruler. Have you guys noticed I found my ruler? About 2 inches down. I'm going to come down and make a nice little round little peninsula kind of light here. And this is really about the cityscape where the river is. He very much abstracted it, you know.
And this was a park over the fjord in Oslo?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
So I you know what? I'm bummed because I actually went through Oslo, and had I known when I was there, I would have gone and checked this out.
Would you?
Yeah, I would totally gone on Edvardsvak.
Edvardsvak.
Yeah, I think we should tap some of our Norwegian friends to see if we can
send some pictures.
Some
if you're
pictures.
in Norway and
Yeah.
you're painting with us today, please send us pictures of Edvardsvak.
up there over the park.
Because they're like they need an assignment.
Yeah, like what we need to do is go
like
to
anybody needs an assignment, right? Your assignment. So I'm putting out my CAD, which is real CAD, but you can use Hue. You can use Peril Red, right? I don't eat my paint, so I'm fine. Just saying.
So, oh my gosh, there's a debate.
I'm going to put out the controversial Veridian GREEN. I just thought we'd throw one historic color in here. But again, you can use phthalo green just fine, or hooker's green. It's just that he added some high green. He used ultramarine, but I'm going to use phthalo because I like it.
So
this is my version.
We have
of the
such
screen.
an awesome crowd going out
we?
here.
How's everybody doing today?
We do. And right now it's like 200 people, and there's I see Team Vincent, Team Claude, and I thought I saw up there just above that there was Team Edvard and Team Pablo.
All right.
So the Sherpettes.
We'll be visiting all those guys. Definitely, these are all people that I love. This particular painting is kind of special to me. You know, I think that this painting really speaks to any time we feel alienated.
Yeah.
Anytime that we feel like we're somehow outside of what's happening.
Yeah.
The way that it was created, you got to realize you need to see all four of his versions because they're all very different. And I think if you can take a little time and Google all four of his versions, I mean, I put some links down here, but, you know, check out all four because you're going to realize a little bit of you gets in that central figure, the mysterious figure in the forefront that's screaming.
Yeah.
You're going to find you get into that, and you're going to see that he was in different places every time he visited it, and he was a great master, obviously. And so it's okay that yours should not look like mine should not look like yours. What yours should look like is the emotional state that you're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you're really on edge, if you've really been going through something, if you're really feeling it, this is a great painting to do.
So
now I'm going to start putting in
Cheryl,
this walkway.
Cheryl wanted to know if we could get, can you pull in close so I can see the shade of green, please? Could you pull hold that up a little bit there so that she can see which one that is. And you can pull that a little closer to the camera. Oh, I'll come over and just zoom that in. Nope, it won't work. All right, I'll come zoom it. Don't worry. Oh, I'll stunt hands it. So you go right ahead.
It's also written down in the description.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do here, this is a lot of fun. This is very expressive. So honestly, if you've been like, man, I'm kind of a crazy, messy painter, this is your jam. So if you'll notice, I'm coming over here, because we really want to focus on this. I'm coming over here and I'm loading the brush. Look at this load. See how the white's like here? Kind of like there, and then there's the burnt sienna. And then I'm going to grab just a titch, just a corner of black. Now I've worked the outside of my paint plops because I need to conserve my money by having good paint management. So I don't scoop from the center. That's how I watch my budget. And I'm going to come right here in this corner where it starts to corner up. And I'm going to just pull the streak right down. It is okay in this particular case if some canvas is showing through. Believe it or not. I'm going to pull some more white, and this time a little burnt sienna, and then a little more black. Because what I'm trying to do is create very expressive radiating lines out. Ooh, this is a nice brush.
Yeah? Which brush is that?
This is the Robert Simmons number 10.
Oh, that was one you got for your birthday.
I got this for my birthday from Rachel Fox. It's a good birthday present, I'll tell you right now. I would say this is probably more suited for a medium body paint.
Yeah.
I'm going to get some more black on this streak and some more burnt. See, all right, so this time I'm just more black, more burnt. I haven't rinsed. As I'm coming on this walkway, and we're going to keep defining this, notice I bring this out and sort of fan this stroke out, and then I'm going to fan one down, and that kind of lets me know my radiating brush pattern. And now I can get crazy in there. And you should be crazy and expressive and really, really tell your story.
We have so many Canadians in here with us today. Oh, we at 222. I love that number when we're at 222 or 333 or 111. I like all the numbers that repeat like that. I just think it's fun.
So see how I'm just pulling up different amounts? I'm going to grab some more burnt sienna. This is the first layer of this radiating walkway that I'm doing. Keep in mind the raw sienna that I'm using is kind of representative of the cardboard that this was originally painted on. We're not doing a historic reproduction of this. So historic reproduction, people, this is not your jam.
No. Yeah.
Different tutorial, move on.
So show
you guys the load. See the half and half there?
Oh, yeah.
This is like a decorative painter trick, right?
So there's a question earlier, and then I'm gonna pose a question for you. Then I'll make a quick comment.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna turn this over to you. So one of our viewers was asking, and it scrolled by a little too quick for me to catch who it was, but she asked about how Edvard was able to paint on cardboard without it wrinkling and tearing
okay. Well,
up
he
and
was using either tempera or oil, and in some case an oil pastel, which was called crayon.
And we'll just say that the cardboard isn't made like it used to be.
A highly trained team of specialists do everything they can to keep that piece of cardboard intact.
Yeah. And
I promise you, there's special lights. It is not exposed to anything that's going to break it down. It has been stolen a bunch of times. His are the most stolen paintings.
Yeah, they're up there
in the museum.
But yeah, I would also venture to say that the chemicals that they used to create the cardboard were probably much more.
Not as acidic. As today. But certainly at the beginning, and I imagine if you were to take a tour, the restoration team would have a lot to say about what their life is like around that painting.
No. Okay.
Well, we know that because we've talked to Golden, and Golden talks about talking to conservationists, and conservationists always imagine a future brother or sister in the conservation skill in the future trying to deal with something. And that's why archival has become so important in the art world.
Gotcha. I'm going to come pump up that camera now a little bit because it was set for the light chalk lines, and as soon as we start putting paint on it, the exposure starts.
It gets crazy.
It gets crazy.
Notice how I'm just making this very streaky, and we're going to do a couple coats here. These are long, broad, on the flat brush strokes. This is a great time to be scribbly. Right? This is a great time to be scribbly. If you're using a student paint, you're going to find that you're having a little greater ease of covering than if you're using a heavy-bodied. And that's okay. And it's okay if your canvas shows through a little bit too.
Yeah. Because
this is Evard Munch. So not as much pressure on you as you might think. Now I'm going to do an interesting thing. I'm going to rinse. I'm not going to rinse off my brush. I'm going to wipe off my brush. I'm going to get a little peek, see that little pink of the green?
Yeah.
Into my raw sienna and some white. And I'm going to come up here on my sky and just put that in. Back and forth. This first layer is the layer under which my on fire, what was he said, literal blood?
Yeah, I thought that the clouds were bleeding.
The clouds were bleeding. Or, a volcano erupted. Some of my favorite paintings come from the eruption of Krakatoa. So
we're going to send a little bit of light and love to Janine and her friend Miria.
Yes.
So they needed a little...
always.
Some love. So we're going to send that out there to them.
Hot in the studio today.
It's a little warm.
Yeah, you feeling it?
Yeah.
Second painting might have an air conditioning unit running in it. Just saying, John. So right after this, we're going to actually do a second painting.
Oh, yeah?
I'm going to schedule it on the scheduled lives because we've been having so much trouble finding the live nows.
Yep.
And it's going to be how I Sherpa-ize this. So Kevin's going to come visit.
Oh, Kevin.
And maybe a Death Star.
Yeah.
Maybe the central figure will change.
We'll have to see.
I gave you guys some... I posted a painting of Beaker as the Scream. And not mine.
Yeah.
It was shared with me by one of our community members as being pretty wonderful and funny, which I had to agree was pretty wonderful and pretty funny. So I'm just painting this in. This little bit of green, it just peeks through on occasion, as it should. And this layer helps us inform everything else. Yes, I'm still using that high flow. I just got to do a video about it, how I'm using it.
Now, are you just dry brushing this, or are you just using the water?
I'm using a little bit of moisture, but I'm not even using blending gel. I did not feel the blending gel of any kind was appropriate for the screen because it's such a rough, brutalist, expressionistic piece. And I'm not trying to get like subtle blends. I'm actually trying to get rough. You guys notice I'm on my Gray Matters palette?
They say that they don't hear the AC, so if you would like me to, I'll kick it on for you.
I wouldn't hate it at all.
We'll stunt hands on the AC in a minute.
Okay, I'm gonna take a sip from my little diet glass of dietness. Healthy life choices are actually starting to work now. I didn't think I was gonna get through the beginning stage. I swear, part of the scream is really just dedicated to those life choices at this moment. It's where I really found my feeling for it this time. I think at different times in our life, the scream appeals, and sometimes it does not appeal. Sometimes you're like, nah, things are going pretty well, and I'm not really feeling this painting. And I'm going to try this number 10 by Richardson, 7530. They sent me this brush. I don't know. Let's find out. Pretty excited about it. What I'll say is this has a very firm filament, and so my whole thing on a brush is a firm filament, especially for heavy body paint. You know, if I were painting a student paint or a fluid paint, no, I want a softer filament. So what I've got here is I've got this blue. I take a phthalo blue over to my Mars black, and I'm painting my distant mountains here. See those?
They're all like, don't torture the poor Sherpa. Turn on her AC.
Oh, thank you guys. Now I'm good for the day. Now you guys have me. I want to wear Mrs. Mira's hat, but it's kind of hard to be in winter gear in Texas summer in the house with no air conditioning.
With the lights on and the heat on.
Sometimes I feel like a Fremen warrior on Dune.
So if they don't have raw sienna, do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, yellow ochre.
Yellow ochre?
Mm-hmm. You're just trying to talk about the cardboard. So I really liked raw sienna as a way to talk about the cardboard. But like I said down there, yellow ochre is a perfectly good exchange for raw sienna. In this case, not in every case, just in this particular painting's case.
Aaron is skeptically looking at this new brush, saying, "Do you notice any difference between it and the Simply Simmons?"
Okay, so I mean, here's the truth about the Simply Simmons brushes. They are fabulous at $3. I'm pretty sure this brush is not $3. I haven't checked its list. It doesn't feel like a $3 brush. It feels like a really nice brush. And it's a
what does that mean?
It's a beautiful bright.
It doesn't feel like a $3 brush, is it?
Well, I mean, it's just really well manufactured. Like, come feel one.
You
describe it. It's just there's a weight to the brush and there's a fit to the brush. There's even a finish on the. See this weird finish?
Yeah.
There's a finish and there's a spring to the film. It's a good brush.
Okay.
Ruby Sand Silver, good brush. There's a lot of really good brushes. This is clearly in the good brush category, right? This Richardson number 10 Bright.
Mm-hmm.
I just like Goldilocks because $3.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
But
Totally
sometimes,
makes sense.
I have some other brushes that are not. I'll tell you what, though, I found that, if my kids get in them, I get a lot more upset.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the blue and black here, too. I'm going to come down, and I'm going to come around with this color. This is the first layer. You guys enjoying this first layer?
They are.
Try to keep your horizon line in mind because we're going to have to define it with a lighter range of paint. A little blue. You could have used ultramarine here. And a little Mars black coming around here. Coming around here. What's nice is that at this railing he had flipped his work and come along this edge, creating this defined line in the shape so we can take advantage of that and make it easier for ourselves. The other thing I want you to think about in his work, he used a lot of the subtractive method. which means he put on pigment and removed it by scraping or lifting.
Oh.
You could take a palette knife right now and be like, I'm Edvard Munch, like that. Or you could take an oil pastel, and when this was all dry, go over the top of it and get some more expressive feeling if you wanted it. We're going to do this entirely with paint today, though. All of our expression is going to be expressed in paint. But first, we must put on our layer of paint.
A layer of paint?
We need a layer of paint, man.
Huh.
We need a
You're
layer of paint.
underpainting.
Those of you who have chosen to pull out cardboard and paint the historical colors, kudos to you. And if you think that the one painting of these that sold for the highest price at auction ever, what was it, John?
Oh.
100 million something? It was like $100 million.
Crazy. It was awesome.
It was
like,
yeah.
I just wish that Edvard would have gotten that money. You know?
Creators never get their own money, man.
You know, that's the kind of bummer. It's like, dude, you need that paycheck.
Yeah, he definitely did deserve that paycheck. All right, I've got a number 4 bright here.
That's the Simply Simmons.
That's the Simply Simmons Extra Firm.
Okay.
And I'm going to take a little yellow and a little of my raw sienna. I might even peek a little red in there. And I'm going to define my 3 lines that are coming off the railings. I'll just try to keep it sort of level. Just have a calm, happy time painting this up. They're going to be wider here on the right. Right? I mean, that's the thing. They're going to be wider over here on the right, and as they go back, they're going to thin and narrow. That's how we imply distance in a painting. Is by vanishing points. This is my vanishing point right here.
Ian says 120 million?
Huh?
Ian said 120 million.
Yep. So that's a lot.
Macy's like, I just got to my first live and I'm late.
Interesting, the artist never made that money. It was just some brokerage, right?
Yeah. It's not you, Macy. It's the notification system is a little slow. So don't worry about it. It just happens.
Now I'm going to come here and I'm going to do the same thing. It's going to be wider here.
Oh, and we have a bunch of new people with us today.
Do we?
Yeah, I saw. And we're over 250 people here with us now. And Donna just asked an interesting question.
Happy to answer an interesting question.
But I saw some new folks here. Anicia. I'm horrible with names. And Lynn and Macy and Sherilyn. And then we had a bunch of people from Quebec.
Oh, hi, Sherilyn.
And they're all just, lots of new people here with us. And I have to say thank you to all of our moderators who are helping today.
Yeah.
Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm supposed to say all those things. And then, so Donna was like, what is on your arm? What is that? The silence is here. Run.
How did that get there?
So... What is the significance of that?
The central figure of the scream was the design inspiration for the silence in the Doctor Who series.
Ah, so you're...
I was tribute... I mean, come on. I might put a TARDIS in the background. There's no telling. It's the silence, right?
Yeah.
We all know it. Okay, and for those of you that don't watch Doctor Who, don't worry. It's not important to completing this painting in any way. We just sometimes dork out here on the show.
Yeah.
It's been known to happen.
There are angels lurking and silence creeping.
I just got an angel from Mark Muir.
I know.
And this hat. And I'm also wearing a Kimberly necklace. The necklace comes from Kimberly. One of our community members made it.
Mm-hmm.
She could have a whole shop based on this. I could do 20 more of these. This is my favorite necklace.
Oh, so you
I have so many. I love these hand-beaded necklaces. To me, they're better than diamonds.
Oh, yeah. I love those necklaces. Not that I get to wear necklaces, but I like watching you wear them now.
Oh, I love you, babe. So I have these lines, and if you'll notice, I have them where they're thicker as they're here, and they're vanishing up thinner. You wipe off your brush. A lot of the tricks when you're doing the Edvard Munch paintings is don't rinse your brush, wipe your brush, because his stuff is a little bit raw and muddy and outsider and just aggressive, and some of that comes from him not rinsing his brush.
It might be a little emotional.
And emotional, because he had a rough time, man. Like, everybody died. Everybody was sick. I mean, honestly, the man had a genuine complaint. Him and Van Gogh had some genuine reasons. Interestingly, they took it to very different places, though, didn't they?
Yeah. I mean, Edward was so goth, bats flew out of his butt.
Yeah.
It's like,
Which is probably, when I was a young girl, why this painting spoke to everything in my soul.
Yeah.
And again, comes to times. Now I come back and I visit this story, this narrative differently. I come to recognize that there are times in life where there's a value to being genuinely upset. There's a sacred nature. There are times you should be upset.
Yeah.
They're appropriate. I think sometimes we take away people's rights to feel upset. Like you should feel upset after something really awful happens for a period of time. Like, I recognize you need to have a stopping point, but it's like, it feels like nowadays you're not even allowed to have a starting point.
Yeah.
So I look at this painting and I guess I see the value of recognizing what is and being in it and not being afraid of it. Not being afraid of upset feelings. Because sometimes you should be.
I can't see down there where you're at. There it goes. I can see there now.
Right? And the fact that Edward chose to express an internal landscape symbolically instead of an external landscape. And when you're the first person to do this, let me tell you, it's not like everybody else makes it easy for you. So I'm taking this black and this blue and I'm lining underneath these highlight lines. And this is kind of how I'm doing the light coming. See, remember how I've talked about before, even in abstract, you have to pay attention to your light source. You have to pay attention to certain things.
Yeah.
He did it. I'm just saying.
He was.
My paintings are not worth $120 million, but that's one thing Edvard and I have in common, is we recognize the importance of understanding these art skills.
Kahala said something that is really important, that all emotions are valid to feel. And that's...
Yes. All emotions are valid. Ugh.
Yeah, that's, and it's real important to for it to be okay for you to feel those things and to explore them and understand them. And you know what? That's part of life. So
I'm a very happy person, but you don't have to skip through life every minute on a merry path. Sometimes you can be genuinely, there are things that happen we should be genuinely outraged.
Yeah.
We should be genuinely upset. We should have all kinds of genuine reactions to what's happening around us, and it's okay and it's healthy and it's fine. And yes, there are times when we need to get help because we deserve to have well-being, and maybe our body chemistry betrays us in some weird way.
Yeah.
And we got to get, address that. But in general, I'm going to put this down here, and I'm going to pick up this number 8 bright that I got from Richardson in the box.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to say hi to Becky's Little Brushes, Jerry and JoJo.
Jerry and JoJo?
Yeah.
Hi. Do you like my hat?
I like your hat. And everybody likes your hat, by the way.
I am cupping in this edge here, and I'm filling this in with a slightly lighter, it's black, blue, and white to get this feeling. This is coming through here. Let it be streaky. Let it be expressive. If you paint something out, remember, this is a very expressive painting, so you can come in and just put it back.
Just express it back in.
You can express the heck out of this right back in there. Express the heck out of this. Now, I'm going to, at some point, come back and put this little lightscape here, but not at this moment. Right now, I just need this layer of paint on.
The rest of the fjord.
Yep. He's walking along the fjords.
I have to say that this is probably one of my favorite hats that we have.
I
really like this hat. This is like one of my favorite hats.
I'm gonna, super working for me.
The blue shaded feather, the way that the feathers are done inside there, I just love it.
I'm gonna get some white and black here and come down and do this one more white and black. Yeah, it really works for me, this hat, in every level. So unrinsed, just coming down with this color, pulling it down. See how it's starting to define itself?
Yep.
It's happening.
It's happening.
Is it happening?
Thank you, Mark.
What?
Mark's mom.
Yeah, thank you, Mark's mom. Mrs. Muir.
Mrs. Muir.
I love saying Mrs. Muir because it feels like he's our friend and we asked him to come out and play.
Yeah. He's and I see he's been out here, and Mona. Thank you, Mona. She put up the nomination information.
Did you,
for us.
Mona? Thank
Thank you.
We're so excited.
That's
The streamies.
We'll see.
I'll totally. Here's my promise to you: if somehow, and it's impossible, right? Because the categories are so big, it's totally impossible. But if somehow I were to go, I would actually vlog me looking for a dress. We'll give you that pretty woman moment, but like on a budget.
But it's really nice just to be considered in all of that. So thank you guys.
Thank you so much for supporting us. What it is we're nominated for the Streamies, and right now we're in the community nominations. So if you think we're awesome and we should have a Streamy, and you want to see me go buy a dress, just go by that link and fill out the nomination. You can nominate us for live in Breakout
Creator. For a creator who has never won an award.
But I mean, keep in mind the Young Turks are in this. Okay,
yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel is in this.
So we're like
Bravo TV is in this.
So we're hanging with the big guys now.
These are not people who will be discount red carpet shopping.
But we got that. We're into boxing ring with them. We're gonna go.
I'm gonna put a little of my Veridian GREEN into my black and white because I kind of want it in here. And I really like it. You could do your phthalo. I like to pull some of the green into the piece. And I really want this to be streaky, so my brush is pretty dry.
There's a lot of people in there who voted for us, so thank you guys.
Thank you so much. It just when you guys do that, it doesn't really matter what happens after that. We feel awesome.
Yeah. It's just...
So don't worry about results. We're not. But again, I'll take you discount dress shopping.
Yeah.
What can I get on Karen Kane on sale?
So how many hoots do you think this painting is?
I don't know. I taught this in a lot of sip and paints. People really had some successful paintings as being brand new artists. My mom has too. So I would say that this is a really good beginner piece. Like once you understand how to sketch it in or put it in. I mean, it's streaky brush strokes, which I think we can all kind of like embrace the streaky. Like, if you want to be like, it's appropriate. If you're like, I'm so heavy this week, that's okay. All right.
What are we getting there?
Now, I'm going to take a little of my Veridian GREEN and a little of my raw sienna. You could be using your phthalo and your yellow ochre. It's okay. And some white. And I'm going to come put this where the light is on the water. I don't want this to be too green. So if it goes too green, pick up some more. Who?
Angela Anderson.
Angela Anderson?
Our favorite
She's
Wonder
so
Twin.
proud of me right now. I know she is. She's like, are you painting the scream? Are you doing it? Angela and I have this really fun group together, Angeluni, and then Angela has Thankful Art.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually really enjoy collaborating. We got one coming up.
You do?
Next Saturday. We're going to do something in French because Angela has some pictures from France. I have an Eiffel Tower I've been itching to do again. I'm itching to revisit it.
I really, really want to go back to France. I had so much fun there.
Yeah. We have a good time when we goof off together.
I got to go fishing for treat in the stream.
Un treat.
And I drank wine.
I don't know why I'm saying it again.
That was awesome. We had a blast. Drank wine.
Filet de loup. No, that's a filet of wolf. You mean fish.
No filet of wolf.
There's nothing like saying something completely goofy to an up in the Carcassonne Mountains waiter from France. Where you're like insisting. You're like, un filet de loup. And he's like, no. No.
No.
No.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Crazy tourist. I see you're trying. This is the trick to France. I'm going to give you the secret to France. Best trip in France you'll ever have because these are the best people on earth.
Yeah.
Be polite.
Yes.
That's all it takes. Just be nice. Say bonjour, ça va? You get so much is that important. Yeah. Just before you go, give me bread. Just go bonjour, ça va? Just say, how are you? They like it.
I think everybody does.
I know, but they will not give you bread if you don't do it.
But it's true in Texas too. I mean, like if you're not polite and
it's not happening.
Like if you just walk into somebody's place and are like, "Hey, give me this stuff," they're like, "You know what? You can just go." But if you walk in and you're like, "Hey, how's it going? What's going on?" There's like this expectation of like polite small talk, Southern hospitality kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine that with less redneckery, they have a similar sensibility.
Same thing over on this far area. I'm at little green. I might add a little black to it just to gray it out.
Oh,
Look
so
at me adding a little black to this with the green, and then I'm going to get some white. And I'm going to do this peninsula over here. It's not really a peninsula. It's this sort of like shape.
Everyone is really voting, and and Harriet wanted me to make sure that I told you so you knew that they can vote every day. So they can vote once a day. So the fans vote once a day, and they've been out there voting every day.
Really?
So thank you guys.
Oh my God! Thank you. I swear, again, it's not going to happen. Young Turks, Jimmy Kimmel. But if for some crazy kooky dookie reason, I will be waving at y'all.
Dude, if
I'll
to
be
just
like,
be considered in the same category, I'm thinking it's pretty. I'm just flattered. So
just flattered.
Let's see what happens.
We'll see what happens. You never know. You got to appreciate the good things that come into your life.
It's so fun and exciting just to even think about it. So we're just enjoying that. That's fun.
We are.
It's been,
maybe too much, but enjoying it. I'm adding a little more black to my mixture to grade up a bit. And again, we're going to come back with some expressive, fun layers.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have some fun expressing ourselves. Express yourself. So the after painting is going to blow your mind.
Yeah?
Yep.
That's...
I pulled a little blue into it, get a little green, a little white, just kind of doing this peninsula. It's not a peninsula. I know it's not. I know it's actually the city. I'm just having a moment. So things I know they're going to happen. People from Germany are going to come by and said, you said the name wrong.
Which we did.
Which we did. But American. Sorry. It's like when I measure it out in inches. I'm not being an Americanist when I tell you stuff in inches. That's not what's happening. What it is I just can't do the metric conversion.
And then the Norwegian will be like, no, you said that wrong too. And the Swiss will probably jump in there along with the Swedish and the Dutch and be like, you guys are just butchering the entire language setup here. Let us fix this.
But that's just we're not being shady. That's just
no. I just got a Texas education, so sorry.
Yeah. All it happened to us. Just pity us and be with us. It's okay. I'm gonna carry some of this color down here. I'm gonna get a little of my Veridian green and maybe some more of my black and a little white. I'm just gonna come down under my railing here and just kind of imply this little line here, right here. So it feels like it carries on. Cool?
Yeah.
I'm liking it.
I like it too.
Are you liking it? I'm going to get this number 8.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to come here. And I'm going to get some white. And maybe a little black. See? Tip, tip. And I'm going to be like expressively following my fan. Just a little tip on the outside, a little tip on the outside. Keep it from the center of your paint plop. Then I'm going to come and get a little of my yellow to my cadmium and make like kind of an orange. And a little of my raw. And I'm going to add some of these more colored streaks.
Oh yeah.
See? This is where we're owning this painting, all right? Just coming along there. Definitely get some just white, tip both sides, but on the outside, see? Streak, 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 streak.
Hey, so Rachel,
I'm going to get some green, though. Hang in with me, guys. Get some green. Take a deep breath. You can do it. Rachel's saying what?
She's asking how you're liking that palette paper.
I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Is that Rachel Fox?
No. It's another Rachel. I was like, at first I thought Rachel? It was. It's Slocum. Rachel
Oh,
Slocum.
yeah. No, I actually do like this. I do see the colors better. At my stage in life, that does get to be an important thing. So I might get one of these for my mom, too.
Yeah.
So I'm adding some of these green streaks here. Can you see the little bit of green I'm putting in?
Yeah.
Do. And getting in some black.
So Consuelo would like to know if you win.
Now, I want to have more black here, so I'm going to kind of get a dry brush loaded. And I'm going to come here, and I'm going to pull out some of these black streaks. Can you see this?
Oh, yeah.
Dry brushing. Now, I'm not doing oil on cardboard, but I'm trying to create a rough expression and feeling that reminds me of that. And I'm having a good time doing it. I'm relieving. Oh, no.
Uh-oh. You did a paint in their paint?
There's paint on my paint.
That's okay.
Annoying. Clumsy. All right. I'm going to keep doing this streakiness. You just get this to a level that you like it. I might add a little tip of white there and just keep... I want this to be very like, because it's supposed to be from this figure. It's like the scream is radiating out.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be what it feels like. And so that's what we're going for here is that eternal scream through nature. So I feel like this is pretty screamy here.
Yeah.
I feel like I was very...
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's do it again. Have some fun. Let's do some water.
Okay. Get some of the water in the fjord.
Mm-hmm. So the water is black with a little bit of my blue. And I'm going to get a little white here because along this horizon line I need to make some definition.
Yeah.
See, I'm coming here with this slightly lighter color. Just a little bit. Just a little bit, man. Don't go cray-cray. Actually, go cray-cray. This is your scream. This was done a lot of different ways and a lot of different color.
Yeah, and actually revisited by a bunch of different artists.
And revisited by a bunch of different artists. So you're just in good territory. You don't have to be that concerned right now. You just have to figure out what is it that you're feeling that you're getting out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get some just black. I'm going to come here and bring that sort of scrumbling in expressively. And then I'm going to get some white, and maybe even a little of this green. And I'm going to come along this and do these expressive lines. These are kind of important to the piece. But you know, hey, again, it's your piece. But if you look at the etching, you'll see what I mean. Where you're kind of taking these expressive little lines out. See? How this line and... I'm just telling that to stay in its spot and not be messing with me because I'll start something. Don't start nothing with me. I'm going to come here, maybe add a little more of this expressionistic scrumbliness between the rails. You like it?
Yeah.
Now, dirty brush, right?
Dirty brush.
Gray and black and some white. Let's also come here and make sure that this is very expressive. Maybe get some of this and some white because we're trying to show this line here. See that?
Yeah.
Tip white on one side. See? This is a lot like the Donna Dewberry people are like, oh my gosh, that's my jam. Believe it or not, there's some stuff that's fine art that's totally your jam. Go like that. Go like that. It's like a black and white cookie. just make sure it's just really... And then this time I'm going to get a little of my green and maybe a little white on one half. And I'm going to be like, I want that there. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm enjoying it. Now, I'm going to get... This is a number 2. Simply Simmons Bright. Just a small, sharp bright is what I'm looking for. You can do this with the detail round if you need to. I just like playing the width of the brush as a way to work my stuff out. I'm going to get some red and some yellow, and I want to come at the top of my railing, okay, with this stronger color. Maybe a little red. Right here, see, like right on the top of that railing. Just grab some just red, and then I'm pulling it up, pulling it up, pulling it up, pulling it up, telling that story. Get some red, maybe, and then I'm going to come right here. I'm going to pull that strong story, and I'm using the width of the brush to help my railing seem stable, but it can be very expressionistic. Maybe I'll grab some cad yellow. You know, he used cad yellow. That was available in his day. He also did not eat his paint. Just saying, don't eat paint. And I'm just defining these railings a little bit right there with that pop of color. And up in here, I'm going to get some yellow and some red. And I'm going to come along and I'm going to follow these lines. So you come out here and then come around. Look at that. Go whoosh. This is a lot like just shake it out. Just like be like, all right, I got this. Like shake your body out. Be like, I know I've been real wound tight this week, but it's here. I'm going to put it here. Yell at your canvas if you need to. You know, don't scare the kids. See these lines right here? This is where the light is hitting it. I'm going to get some cad yellow because I want some of that in there. Coming here. Be very expressive. Right there. Tell that story. Isn't that nice? Isn't that expressive? I like it. I'm going to wipe my brush off, but not clean it. I'm going to get a little white. I'm going to come a couple places on the top of my railing. Not a neat line. Nothing about this painting is neat. It's all very, like, loose and free. And not that worried about what other people are thinking right now because we're screaming along the railing. Right? So make sure you're capturing that. Just come up there and go up. You can even put some of these lines here. You want to come over here with some of the white and go like this. Just really, really loose. You don't have a crayon, so you're going to have to do that with your paint and a dry brush, right?
Yeah.
Now, don't rinse it. Just grab some black paint. You can even add some green to it if you want. You just grab some black. You can come here and do your distant abstract ships, which are just a little line across and a couple little lines up. Ship. And he has a little friend up here. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Super fun stuff. How are we feeling about this? How's it looking?
Looking really cool.
All right, now we're going to get into, I'm going to get my number 8 bright back out.
Yeah.
Dry my brush. And I'm going to start getting into my sky. I'm going to take my cad yellow and my cad red. And remember what he said about the sky? It was like blood. So a little cad red, a little cad yellow, see like that, side to side. One stroke painting, loving it. And we're streaking that, and isn't it already starting to feel like his fabulous painting? I'm going to do an interesting thing here. I think this is an important line in the sky, so I'm going to show you how he did it. You can come up the midway point. You're going to follow along this, but this is going to come up and go down into that. See that right there? Yeah. Very, very consistently in the compositions. So whenever I see an artist has done something consistently, I assume it's important to them. And if I'm doing a tribute painting, I wouldn't consider this a reproduction because I'm not using the historically accurate colors. I'm not using the same materials. I would say that I don't have $120 million, so I'm just doing this.
Could you, Ian was asking, wouldn't this be a painting that you would use blending mediums for?
Huh?
So Ian was asking about using blending medium with this painting.
I wouldn't do blending mediums with this one.
Now, why did you choose not to?
Because if you look at his original composition, it's rough. It's the stuff he's skipping. He's like, I'm telling you, he was there like this, going, I've had friends that did this kind of work, and they're like, Yeah. He's got an oil stick, and he's like this, and he's slapping the oil on, and he's feeling it, and the cardboard's showing through. You can, if it's in your nature to have everything smooth and blended, and that's what you're doing, and that's what you want to do, that's the right thing for you to do, absolutely. I'm just saying I'm kind of trying to be in Edvard's skin here a little bit and go back to what makes this painting feel like it does to me. And so that's why I'm so expressive. But again, if it's your jam, nothing wrong with it. It's not like you're not trying to copy the painting and sell it to the museum. You're all good. Everything you want to do with it outside of that, you can do. Remember, this is out of copyright.
So Tons of Anarchy just arrived.
Hi, Sons of Anarchy.
Tons of Anarchy.
Tons of Anarchy. Oh, I remember Tons of Anarchy.
Yep, I have to say, has really cool vans. I'm a van person myself.
So I'm bringing this little streak of this into the sky, which probably has a lot to do with Krakatoa, right? And now I might get some more of this yellow, and I'm going to come here. See, I'm just really trying to tell this story. See, that story now has happened?
Yeah.
here's the trick. This is that level above what you might see, and actually I did this in the painting parties, what you might see at most Sievin paints is the green. I'm going to come along the bottom here, expressively add some of this green, couple places in the sky. Because it was there in the original. I'm going to put some down here because I just feel like it. Because, yeah. So right now you have a nice Edvard Munch landscape. This was a series from the Shriek, wasn't it? The Shriek? I think it's the Shriek.
It was the Shrieking Landscape or the...
Yeah. So there's a bunch of figures. You could put any figures in here now and tell any kind of story. I'm going to show you how to do our little figure.
Oh, yes.
So I'm actually going to sketch him in white so you can see it. You can do this in charcoal. I'm going to come here between where this peninsula is and this railing. And I'm going to make a nice round circle. This is like silver dollar size.
Yeah.
Okay? And then beneath that round circle, I'm going to bring a chin down. See how now it becomes kind of like a little peanut shape, or that outsider alien, or what we all know to be
the silence.
The silence. I was actually going to write like all the way up my arms, like while you guys weren't looking. But John wouldn't let me do it because he said it was too weird. He's like, that's too much. And I'm like, there cannot be too much, but this is YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, so this figure is then going to have a little triangle that comes down. That's the neck. We know we've got two little hands that follow the face up. They just cup the face. Right? I'm going to switch to black now. Switch to my black outline. And this is just so you can see it. And plus I'm using all these. And he's so expressive I could do him all in green. It would be fine. So I'm going to come and make a little sleeve here. And a little shoulder comes off. Just past the railing. And then I'm going to do a little shoulder here. And again, you've got a traceable. You've got the line drawing so you can sort of see it. I'm going to come down and make a little curve. See this line curves in? That's his elbow. Helps me know where this other elbow is. And I'm going to swing that up. And then this is my favorite part. The wavy body. See how his body comes here and it just waves off the canvas? And then this side should wave too. See right there? I'm going to just wipe my brush, but I'm not going to rinse it. I'm going to come get a little black, a little green, like this. Maybe a little raw sienna. You could be using your ochre. And I'm going to get a little white, and I'm going to get his little ghastly face painted in.
So I'm gonna real quick. I'm gonna say big hugs to all of our community. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you're out there playing Pokemon Go, post the pictures of your Pokemon in your artwork. We want to see it. I know.
Yeah, I do. Anybody playing Pokemon Go who saw Pokemon in their artwork, go by the Heart Party page, Twitter, Instagram, Angeluni, our website, anywhere, and post your Pokemon Go. I'm into it.
Yep. And like we've been really enjoying seeing all the Pokemon Go pictures.
It's really cool, actually.
It's so like and all the stories. It was like 3% of America was playing.
I pulled some just more Sienna in this so I could show that the neck was a different tone than the face.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit there. So paint in that triangle. I'm gonna pick up some white and paint in these hands. See them?
Yeah.
And the little hands, which are just these beautiful flowing lines that follow the face.
So I think that Angela is playing Pokemon Go.
Listen, y'all, I know Angela Anderson. I'm telling you, there's a good chance she's playing Pokemon Go. She's a fun chick. All right. I have made some gray, and I'm going to come from this part of the wrist out to the elbow, and I'm shading it gray just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And again, here at the shoulder, I'm shading it gray just a little bit. That's just so I know where stuff is. And I'm going to come here where this elbow is in front of the body. I'm going to shade that a little bit gray. See where I'm scrumbling that in?
Yep.
Now I'm going to have some fun.
Some fun.
Some fun. I'm going to have some fun. What brushes do I have?
You have
What
lots
brushes
of
do I have?
brushes.
I have this one here. It's a number 8. You could use a number 6. I'm going to get more black than what I have, but I'll just grab this black and I'm going to start painting him in expressively.
Expressive.
Black everywhere else. Make
So
noises.
Kristen says, I'm a good mom. I took the long route home and missed the beginning of the stream because of Pokemon Go.
You are a good mom.
so they could get the extra. Now, see, the only thing that's kind of a bothersome is that now all these kids are hanging out at my Ingress portals.
Where are they hanging out?
Well, the Pokemon Go is powered by the Ingress infrastructure.
Ah,
So all of the portals
that's right.
that were Ingress portals are now Pokemon portals.
So this is like, you don't have to be like good at drawing it. In fact, you don't want to draw this well. You want to just have him in, kind of paint it in. I've got this little shadow that's kind of got him in and come here with the black. Now I'm going to take my smaller brush again. And around his face and hands and all of that, I'm going to come here with this black and I'm going to very carefully outline this.
Yep.
Outline this head. And then I'm going to outline these hands. And then I'm going to kind of blow your mind and come here with get some blue into this. And some white and gray. And I'm going to outline this shoulder and the arm coming up. See how that's very expressively done?
Yeah.
You could do green too, by the way. And I'm going to come here and outline that. Maybe a little green, a little black, a little white. I'm coming like just pull this down. These lines, these really, really distressed lines. Maybe get a little blue, a little black. I'm going to come here and scrumble that in. Scribble, scrumble. Are we enjoying that just craziness of this? Are we getting it out?
Yeah.
Our feelings about life? There we go. There we go, right? We're almost done, by the way, guys. I'm going to not rinse my brush. I'm going to pull out a little of my raw sienna. You could use your ochre. And then I'm going to get a little white. I'm going to come here and I'm going to start just adding that next layer. Look at that.
Ooh, he's looking
Scrumbling that
good.
next layer. It's important. And see, we have time here to do this. We wouldn't necessarily have time everywhere we were, but you're at home, so you have time to play with how you feel about him.
Yeah.
Make it some more. I'm not rinsing my brush. I want it grayed out. Come under this black line for this V, and I'm going to deepen the V here.
Yeah, deep into V.
Yep. Come right here. Now I'm going to get a little of my cad in my raw sienna. And I'm just like on the... Whoa, too much.
Whoa.
It's okay, though. Watch. Come back. Knock it back. We don't care.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little bit there. Maybe come around the side here. Just a little bit. Wipe my brush. I'm going to get some white. And I'm going to come just around and around. Now, here's an interesting thing I'm going to do. Right here. I'm going to make a little kind of like white socket and white socket. Just that. You can come in and scribble the rest of your white paint off onto him. It's very nice.
Oh, yeah.
You can come back and define some of him with some black paint. Just make sure that he's just distressed in his painting. Right? Or her.
Or her.
Gender neutrality here.
It was an androgynous figure.
Androgynous. I'm not trying to identify. I'm going to take some of my black paint and I'm going to come here and I'm going to make a nice kind of open screaming mouth. This is sort of key. to the scream.
This is the mouth.
Is that mouth. 2 little dots for the nose. And then these little black dots. There he is. And you're just tripping out right now.
Let's go. I'm going to zoom in on that. So we got that. That's it.
We're nearly done. Nearly done.
What else are we missing? We're missing his friends.
The friends in the back, the unknown observers. Also probably members of the silence, but we're going to let that go. So I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to, just above my fence, pull down a line about, I'll tell you how long it is. This line is about 3.5 inches.
Okay.
I'm around it, because those are his shoulders. I'm going to just pull it down. These distant figures. So it's like rounded at the top and pulled it down. I don't try to make it even. I try to like streak it into the piece.
Okay.
And then I'm going to come up here, pull it into the mountain, and a little streak across for a hat. He's got a friend, a mysteriously spooky friend. I feel like his shoulder goes more at an angle, like he's wearing a suit. Pull him up a little bit, also a little hat. Pull it down. The trick to them will be putting in the kind of the light grayish, skinnish highlight that is of this piece.
Yeah.
Have some fun with it. Pull it down. Pull it down. Now, I'm pulling the sienna into the white. It's got a lot of black in it. I haven't rinsed my brush. All I'm going to do is just a little highlight here and just a little highlight there.
Oh,
Rinse
that's
this
so
off.
ominous.
They are. Pull some black down in them. You can even grab some blue. Pull some blue. Scream. You just did it.
Wow, that's so crazy.
That's how it's done, son. But I'm going to go schedule another live event. Watch for that because we're going to come. We're going to add Kevin and some other surprise factors and make this. I tend to be whimsical now in my life, so we're going to add some whimsical kind of creepy fun.
Wow, we love you guys.
So meet me back at this easel in just a few minutes where Dad Damon and I will be back to make this a really fun painting.
Absolutely. You guys are great. Love
Oh,
you
and
guys.
we'll answer questions, whatever questions you had from this.
Yep.
All right. Bye-bye.
Love
See
you
you in a few.
guys. I gotta go find the button. Here it goes. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye! Come join us live Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 11 a.m. Central, or enjoy one of the hundreds of paintings available on replay anytime.